How you doing, guys? It's your boy Nando, Pound for Pound Boxing Show in association with Seconds Out Coffee. Today I got a very special guest. He's finally going to get his opportunity, featherweight European title. It's Jordan Gill. See if we can get him on right now.
Hello, mate. How are you?
You, mate, you all right? Long time no speak.
Yeah, all good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Just want to say first, thank you for taking your time to speak to us today. It's always a pleasure to get you on.
No problem at all.
Jordan, sum up your feeling finally. I know it's been a frustrating second half of the year for you. Your team tried their best to get this Gago fight over the line, and now you finally get your opportunity at the European title against Guerfi. Just sum up your feeling that the date is set and you finally get your opportunity.
Yeah, I'm really happy. I'm really excited. Looking forward to the fight. Where all systems go to finally get it over the line. It's been a long year. It's had a good performance in February. Boxed Juarez, and sort of time stood still for me. So I was mandatory from like May or June for Gargo. We tried to get that fight in July. We tried to get that fight in August. They snuck in a voluntary against Guerfi, and I was surprised they picked Guerfi because I thought Guerfi would beat him, and he did. So then I become Guerfi's mandatory. And we've been trying to get a date nailed in. So we're finally here, 11th of December, Liverpool Arena. It's on. So yeah, I'm excited, and finally it's happening.
Brilliant. You answered a few of my questions actually in one phrase. So obviously, some of the fans were a little bit shocked when they announced that it was Gargo versus Guerfi. Some people even thought he kind of took the easier route. But you said you knew Guerfi will win. I thought it was a 50-50 fight. I thought this is a tough fight for him. I didn't think it was the easier route. I think it was, regardless, it was still going to be a tough fight. Was you shocked in the style that how Guerfi won that fight?
No, I wasn't shocked. I thought it'd win it easier because I think it was a split decision in the end. But he got into a good rhythm and he was boxing well, and showed his skills. And Gargo, we've seen him before. He's limited. He comes and tries to wing them shots away. But at the end of the day, I think I would have beaten Gargo in good fashion, in better fashion than Guerfi. And I'm looking forward to fighting Guerfi and showcasing my skills again.
How did you feel when Guerfi won? Was you a little bit disappointed that maybe you thought, oh, if Gargo won, he can't hide from me now, and I want to not get revenge, but kind of like prove to him that I am the better boxer, and prove a point to his team that they try to avoid you for so many months. Or was you more excited of this bigger fight and a better caliber of opponent in Karim Guerfi?
I didn't think anything of it, to be honest. See, it's not personal. This for me is all just business. So for me, fighting Gargo was never personal. I never looked at Gargo and think, oh, I'd love to fight him because they're avoided me, or because I'd look good against him, or because of this or that, his team, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. He had what I wanted, and that was the European title. Guerfi took that European title from him, and now he has what I want. So I want that European title. With Guerfi, it's nothing personal. With Gargo, it's nothing personal. I want to beat either one of them and get that belt, and I will. So, I wasn't surprised when Guerfi beat Gargo. I thought it was a strange decision for them to take that voluntary. But we'll see. We'll see what he brings in December.
Let's talk about your opponent, Karim Guerfi. He's now become 3-time European champion, 35 fights, 30 wins, 9 KOs. He's a technically sound boxer. He boxes clever. How do you approach a fight like that? How do you, in your mind, how do you beat Guerfi?
He's 4-time European champion now.
4-time.
4-time. Yeah, so credit where credit's due. You have to give him respect. Nobody wins 4 European titles without skills, and he has skills. 3 of them times that he won the European titles at bantamweight. He's moved. Yeah, I think he stayed at bantamweight a bit too long, and he started to look, like his performance was suffering. He didn't look as resilient as he did in previous years, and he's moved up to featherweight, and he looks a little bit revitalized. He looks like he's boxing well. He looks more resilient. He looks like he's got a better engine. So, on coming on to how I would beat him, I mean, I look at him. Physically, there's not much between us. Probably the same height. We're both going to be 9 stone the day before. So, I look at what he does well. He boxes well. He moves well. He's got good timing. He's got good boxing IQ. He's got plenty of experience. And it's my job to nullify all that. It's my job to beat him at his own game and implement my style. And I think that's, by smart boxing, it's going to be a good boxing match. I feel like my power's developing, so I could catch him, and I just think it's going to be an intriguing fight. It's going to be maybe cagey early rounds, but it's going to flourish and develop into a great fight.
You say your power's improving. We saw what Lee McGregor did to him, and what an explosive way to capture the European title. Would you love to top that if you had the opportunity?
Well, I think anyone would love to top that, but it'd be some going to top that. There's not many times that you go into a European title fight and win it within 1 round. And, for me, that shows 2 things. It proves a point. What I said before, he didn't have any resilience at bantamweight because, he struggled to make the weight. He's a big guy. And he's been making that weight for years and years, and it showed in that fight. He had no resilience to the body shots, but at the same time, the other thing that it shows is how good Lee McGregor is. I mean, I've sparred rounds with Lee McGregor. I've been watching Lee McGregor's career. I followed him for a while. I've got friends that train with him, and I think he's a very special fighter. So, I don't look at that and think I'd love to top that. Styles make fights. He's a very aggressive fighter. I'm probably less aggressive than Lee McGregor. And, for me, it doesn't matter what's gone on in the past. What matters is getting my hand raised on that night. So whether I win on points, whether I win, inside a distance, whether I win in 10 seconds, a win's a win. And that's what I'm focusing on. I'm not going to be going into the ring thinking, I need to do it in less than a round, because, you're setting yourself up for failure. All my job is to win, and I'm confident I will.
You said it there, styles make fights. You both have a similar style. You box very clever. Can this go down as an all-time classic and maybe and then maybe steal the show as fight of the night?
An all-time classic European Featherweight Championship. Possibly, you never know. Yeah, it might gel into a fantastic fight. Even though he's a boxer, he does attack well. So he's going to be aggressive in spells, and so do I. I think we'll both try and pick our moments, and we'll see who comes out on top. So it's one of them. He who dares wins, and we'll see. We'll see on the night. I think it will be a great fight.
What does winning this title mean for the winner? What opportunity, like you winning this title, what opportunities does it open? What doors does it open for yourself?
Massive doors it'll open. End of the day, you win a European title. There's only one belt to win after, and that's the world title. So you're only one step away. When you get into the European, European champion, you're world ranked. Usually in every governing body. So I don't think I'll be far away from getting a world title shot after winning this fight. So it's all there to be done, and it's an exciting time for the division. And all I've got to do is win this fight, and the doors will open. We're seeing with my stablemate Lerone Richards. He won a European title in his last fight. He's now fighting Gongora for the IBO title, super middleweight title, and that's the only title that Canelo doesn't hold. So you know what doors that could open. So IBO, he wins the European title. He could fight Gongora for the IBO title, which he is. If he wins that, Canelo might say, "Oh, we'll pick him for a shot because he's got the other belt." And look, you're in a super fight with Canelo, so you know, boxing's a mad sport where doors can open and close in the blink of an eye, and you just got to be in the gym, working hard, and ready to take these opportunities, and ready to put on a performance.
Let me ask you one question about Lerone Richards. Let's say this fight happens. We can post this clip in the future if it happens. How does Lerone Richards beat Canelo Alvarez? What does he have to do?
He's got a box, you know what he has got his skills, and he's got to use them skills. And if that don't work, I'll tell him, you know, get a set of keys in your hands and just go windmilling. Yeah, or I'll get a brick and I'll cut it in half and I'll put half the brick in one glove and half the brick in the other glove, and we'll see if that works. And if
I
that
don't
don't
think
work,
that.
we just tell him to run.
You know what? I don't think that will work because after taking Golovkin's shot, I don't think nothing can knock out Canelo at this point.
You might be right, but I think boxing's a crazy sport, and as invincible as he seems, nobody's invincible. Everybody
Yeah,
can be beat.
100%. Let's talk about your division. A lot of crazy things are happening in your division this year. Let's talk about Saturday. Kids Galahad. How shocked was you that Kiko Martinez won, not just won, but won in that particular style and that fashion? Devastating.
I was surprised, to be honest. I don't think anybody saw that coming. Known Kid Galad for a long time. I've seen, you know, how good he is, what his skill set is, and I honestly thought that Kiko wouldn't pose many problems. You know, he's always got that threat of being a, you know, marauding, like clever pressure fighter. And as a fighter gets older, the last thing to go is their power. But at the same time, I expected Barry to be sharp from the start and handle him probably the way he did with Jazza Dickens, you know, hitting him on the way in, tying him up, getting back into the centre of the ring, and busting him up and beating him up, and then probably stopping him late. But it wasn't. Well, it was going that way. But then, you know, after around probably four, you know, start around five, Kiko started getting a little bit closer. I think when Galahad went southpaw, he was having a lot more success offensively, but at the same time, defensively, he looked a little bit more vulnerable. So Kiko was trying to lead left hook, It was coming close. But not landing. And that was when Barry was orthodox. When he was southpaw, he was stepping around the outside and launching that right hand over the top and sort of stepping in with it. And after 3, 4 rounds, he started getting close, and in that fifth round, I think he started touching him with it. And when at the end of the fifth round, he caught Barry clean southpaw, and you know, you saw what happened.
What does Barry have to do in the rematch if it happens?
If it happens, I think he's got to keep concentrated. I think he's got to do what he was doing for the first 2 or 3 rounds, but you know, keep it going, not get complacent, not go back in straight lines with your head in the air. Probably keep that chin tucked in and keep your head offline. But you know, it's easier said than done. It's hard, you know. It's a brutal knockout, so mentally, it's going to be hard to come back from. You know, it's not nice to see anybody get hit with shots like that and hit the floor like they did, where you know you had to have oxygen, and it was brutal. But you know, this is a sport we're in. This is a danger that we go into fights with, and for the general public, for everyone in boxing, for the bookies, everybody saw this fight as, you know, Kiko had no hope. They thought Kiko was a no hoper. So if that can happen in a fight where they've got no hope, then you know, in these 50-50 fights that the rest of us are in, then you know, you're up against it.
100%. Look forward to the rematch, and hopefully Kid Galahad could capture his belt back. Let's talk about someone you know personally, Lee Wood, capturing the WBA regular world title against Zhang Kanju. How happy was your team that he did this? And he's now set to fight Michael Conlan. How big is that fight for the division?
Everyone was buzzing for him. Literally everywhere I know. Like, I felt like I'd won the world title because my phone was blowing up saying, "Oh, tell Lee this, tell Lee that." We're buzzing for him. I was absolutely over the moon. I was so glad that I could be there. Me and my best mate Toby, we was there ringside. Obviously, I sat with Dave, who manages both, and it was. I knew he was going to do it, and it was like, you know when like everybody's telling you, "Oh, it's a hard fight. He might not win this," and I'm looking at them both. And I'm thinking, I'd make Lee heavy favorite, and you start to question your own sanity to the point where you think, am I deluded because he's my mate and I really want him to win? And then I was proven right because he dominated the fight, and in the end he knocked him out in the last round. So he beat him up and knocked him out, and he done what he done. It was brilliant. It was a great night, a night I'll never forget. And I was just over the moon for him. And like I said, yeah, this fight is set up with Conlan now. Conlan's become his mandatory, and it's a huge fight. It's a massive, massive fight. A great fight as well. I think it's an entertaining fight. I think it's a harder fight than Kanzu, but a fight that I'm confident in Lee winning.
Can he stop Michael Conlan?
Lee can stop anyone. Lee Wood's got world class power. He's the hardest puncher in the division, I'd say. So yeah,
He definitely has power. Lee McGregor told me this. They're both sparring as well. I would have loved to see that sparring match between them two. Absolute war. And yeah, Lee Wood versus Michael Conlan is a massive domestic fight as well. And hopefully it happens in Nottingham. He deserves it to be there.
yeah, I feel like he deserves it. He's won a world title to have the first fight. Against a superstar of Ireland. Then I feel like he deserves to be in his hometown. And yeah, I mean, I've sparred both Mick Conlan and Lee Wood, so I've got the inside scoop on everything. So yeah, it's a great fight. It's a great fight, and the fight that I don't think it matters to Lee if it's in New York or Belfast. I don't think that will affect his chances, but I feel like he deserves to have it in Nottingham because he's become world champion, and he should get the respect that he deserves.
How does Josh Warrington come back from obviously the second fight didn't really go to plan, had to be stopped, and the first fight he obviously lost. Does he take the trilogy, or does he take this fight that they're talking about against Leo Santa Cruz?
I'm not sure. I think, to be honest, it's up to him. I think he's in a position where he doesn't have to fight. I feel like he's probably got one or two fights left anyway. He's a nice guy. He's got all his faculties in check. He's not punchy. I don't think he'll ever have to work a day in his life again. I don't think he'll ever have to buy a beer in Leeds in his life. So if he even wants to fight again, it's up to him. I feel like I wouldn't judge him if he walked away from a Lara fight. I feel like sometimes if you're at the top of the tree and you're the man, then there's always one person that it's like there's always one that you just, oh, it's not going to be a hard night, or it's been like your nemesis. And I feel like maybe Lara is that guy for him. I feel like in that second fight he started well, but if I was in Lara's corner, I'd be happy with the way that the fight was going for Lara as well. Starting to land on him, starting to dragging him into his sort of fight. So yeah, I don't know where he goes from there, but I'd be interested in seeing a Lara fight again, and I'd be interested in seeing a Leo Santa Cruz fight. So Josh Robinson's one of those fighters where he's exciting, he's fan friendly, He's got a massive following. So if he wants to fight, he's going to be in massive fights, whoever he fights.
Look forward to that. Hopefully he does. He eventually gets the trilogy. I think he deserves to maybe put that to bed and get some comfort from the loss and get. I wouldn't call it revenge, but it was a great fight for Lara fans, I guess. But I think if he was in there, the Josh Warrington that we know, it can be an all-time classic if it happens one more time.
Yeah, definitely. Redemption, maybe.
Redemption, that's it. One guy that has been in the gym, a new addition, a returning addition to Dave's gym is Del Boy. What's it like having him around?
It's like Chisora roulette. You never know what you're gonna get with him. Some days he's good, some days he's happy, and some days you gotta tread carefully around him, see how he. Nah, you know what? He's alright. He's a good guy. He's the sort of guy that he's got so much experience. He's been in boxing a long time. He's been involved in huge fights, massive occasions, all through the years. So someone that you can pull on and ask questions and gain their experience. And he's a character. He's one of boxing's great characters, and you need people like that in the sport. And he's a nice guy. We like having him in the gym.
How do you see his fight with Parker going?
I don't know, to be honest. It's an interesting fight. I've seen bits of Dell's training, bits of him sparring. He's doing what needs to be done. He's doing what Dave's asked him to. In large spells, so I feel like he'll improve on that first performance, but as well as Dell improve, and I think Parker will probably improve as well, because for that first fight he only had 5 weeks with Andy Lee, and Andy Lee's a great coach. He's got a good boxing mind, and it'd be interesting to see what each camp implements into their fighters, because they're both not 18, 19 years old. They're not no spring chickens, are they? So I don't feel like you're gonna rewrite the script. You're not gonna rewrite their whole boxing DNA. I feel like small changes might be implemented, like little adaptations, but little adaptations in boxing can make a big effect. So whoever gets the game plan right on the night will win. And we're all Team Chisora, and I'm looking forward to seeing him do the business on December 18th.
Brilliant. Jordan, before I let you go, do you have a final message for your fans who are going to be traveling to Liverpool and tuning in on DAZN to see you win the European title?
Yes, I'm absolutely buzzing to be back in the ring and to perform in this European title fight. I'm going to bring that belt back home to Chatteris and the Fens, and I'm so proud to represent the Finland. We've had one European champion from my town before. I'm going to be the second, and hopefully, out of 3, world level boxers from the town, I'm going to be the first to win the world title. So, first steps first. Let's win this European title. Thank you everyone for your support. If you haven't got your tickets already, you can get at me for tickets or visit jordangillboxing.co.uk and get your tickets there. Let's go. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to put on a show, and don't blink.
Brilliant. Jordan, first of all, congratulations on getting finally this opportunity. I know it's been a frustrating second half of the year for you. Been waiting to get this shot, and you finally got it. I wish you the best of luck on December 11th, and may the best man win.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Take care. Stay safe.